So, good evening guys, and welcome to our normal Sunday Night P0. Firstly, apologies that we are not live. We've had some technical issues with YouTube, so this will be an uploaded video, and I hope you give it all the opportunity, of course, by watching along and get the views up as much as possible, just like you would normally do on a stream. It is round 3 this evening in P0, and we head to Australia. And we'll get a little rundown of the championship as the drivers head out on their initial hot laps. In fact, let me just do a little bit of audio balancing. Make the car just a little less loud. So Shiv leads the way in the championship with 51 points. He has a 9-point advantage to Matty in P2 and 52 and 42. Then we have Alvin in at P3 on 40 and his brother Leon in P4 on 31. Of course, we've seen the two Red Bull boys have a very good weekend last time out. Then we have Pedro P5 in the championship on 29, Skarma P6 on 24, then Mika Lando P7 on 22. Then it's Dixie in 15 points, Laverick in 14, Chubby Slug at P12, he's tied with EOJ in P12. Then we have Dale on 10, Jock on 9, Yeri on 6, Speech on 5, Rodders in 3, Rob Wills and Storm both get to score. Storm, of course, just joined us for this first race of the season this time out. And I think, who's going to be our first man to open a lap? I think it may be a Mercedes. Is that Rodders? Rodders going to be our first man to open a lap, so we'll go with the Mercedes man as he heads into turn 1. Of course, a whole new layout of Australia this year. A lot of corners being widened. Turn 1 has got a much wider approach. Turn 3 here is a wider corner as well, more opportunity round that outside and in at the apex. Turn 4 and 5 much the same, and then we head down and this is where the circuit really starts to get a little bit different. We head through turn 6, much faster this time around, you carry much more speed, and then turn 7 we just up the road, and then it's just pretty much a carry on through. 7 is not there, we head through, it's a kink for 7. King for 8, and then there's still the infamous turn 9 and 10 fast chicane still here and well on the circuit. So this is the trickiest part, when you're absolutely flat out. Take it nice and easy, get through the chicane. DRS will pop open for the second time on the lap, and then turn 12 here's changed also, as you see. It's a much different corner, again more wide, trying to enhance a little bit overtaking. Turn 12 much the same. And then 13 in the last corner, again not changed much at all. As Rodders gets off the last corner, he did invalidate the lap, so he won't set the pace, so we'll go back to, I think it's going to be Dale, or is it Mika Lando going to be the first man to set a benchmark time? Yes, it's a 19 flat. Let's go to Leon, he's not far behind, it's a 19.2, he slots into P2 so far, then it's a 19.6 for Dale, he slots into P3. And then we've got Jock, he seems to have no wings, so I think he's had a moment somewhere in his lap. Storm in his debut race coming off the last corner, where can he put the car? I think he's at a moment in his lap as well. He's down in the 27th, so he's a little bit off the pace, but he's just got the energy now. Let's look further down the order, who else is on a lap at the moment? ENTXJ, where is he going to put the car? I think he was on an invalidated run himself. Now Rob Wills, our defending champion, sets the benchmark pace 18.6 for the first man into the 18 so far. With that Skarma coming round the last couple of corners, not at speed, he's just on an out lap. Where is Arvin Evans? Arvin Evans he's on a hot lap here, and so is Storm, so they've actually caught each other up, and this is where it'll get a bit dicey. The Storm is also on a hot lap, and that's just one of the unfortunate things. Dixie Storm slots in the 22.2 into P8. Double down the other, where do we have? And I think I'll do the recording, upload in 2 parts. I'll do qualifying and then I'll do the race, and then I can do it in 2 clean uploads. I'm not splitting the race up in 2. I think that would be the smartest way. We'll stay with Laverick. A driver showed good pace, although he's about to have a lot of traffic right at the apex of the corn here. And Alpha Tauri does actually well there to get out of his way, whoever that was. I think it was Chubby Slug. Wanted an impede there, possibly, but I think he's still done his best to get the car out of the way under tricky circumstances. Maybe just needs to be more aware. There's a McLaren getting out of the way as well. Laverick not had a good lap at all in terms of traffic, and the car's going to go round. And he's in the wall, luckily not a retirement, so he keeps himself in the session. Somebody didn't even pick up a bad damage there, which was mighty impressive. Chubby Slug, where's he going to go? He's going in the pits, so I wonder if he's at the moment in his lap. So 1 second chat, I will be back. I just got to do this wonderful. So with his jockeys on an invalidated run, how is EOG getting on? They're carrying a lot of speed through turn 6, but picks up an invalidation. So it goes a bit quiet on track, a lot of outlaps, nobody on a lap at the moment. So, in a jock, is he going to box? No, he's going to continue on. We've got Raspberry in the lap, or Dixie, he's coming in the last corner, so we'll be able to kind of follow the 2 Haas boys. See, was that Skarma just heading out a fresh lap as well? Yes, it is. So we've got Jock, Skarma, Raspberry next up on track. Alpine there doing well to get out of Jock's way, and Jock heading down towards turn 3. Picks his brake nicely, finds a nice apex, keeps it nice and tight, gets the car across the right hand side. And squeeze the power on, doesn't need to lift, he does have a lift through the kink of 5. In turn 7. And he's not over pushing the car at the moment. I think Jock just wants to get a lap time on the board here, which is sensible. Still 8.5 minutes in the session, so he's got time for another run, so get a lap in that's semi-competitive, and then you can afford to push on in that last run. Take maybe a bit more risk. The DRS will pop up and heading down towards turn 12. So it's going to be Jock up first to set a lap time, then Skarma not far behind. Remember, can Skarma improve? He's right there, his teammate. In fact, they've got practically identical lap times, the 2 Alfa Romeo boys. So where will Jock go in the grid? He'll go to a 21 flat. And then we've got Skarma coming to the line. He's showing there's a little bit up. Can he improve any? He goes to P6, it's a 19.7. Still a little bit away from that the 18 mark that's set by our top 2 at the moment. Where is Dixie going to go? Can he get himself into the 18? No, it's not. It's at 19.4. Gets into P5 at the moment. And that's a solid first lap there for Dixie on the roll. Chev has a moment off the last corner, so he's not going to be able to improve in his lap time. And where is ENTXJ? Coming around the third to last corner. DRS Open, heading towards the line. I think he's going to be competitive here. It's an 18.5, takes 10th by pole by 4/100ths of a second so far. And absolutely nothing separating our top three at the moment. One slightly better exit in one corner, that'll be all the difference. Nico Lando on the lap, he is not improved. Oh, Leon Evans, is he going to slot into the 18s here? He's coming up towards the line. Yes, he does. It's an 18.6 and he announces himself in the pole position challenge. Now only a 10th between our top three drivers. Not even a 10th, 7/100ths between our top three drivers. So this pole position fight is well and truly on. Scum is going to have a moment in the third to last corner. Yeah, he's just on an outlack. How is Laverick getting on? He's coming up to turn 11 and 12 and he's going to drop the car. He's in the wall again. Chubby Slug's just opening the lap. Roddles is invalidated. Let's go on board the EOG. Oh, and he was hesitant in the throttle there. He just had to be careful. The rear car looked like it tried to step away. And he'll come off the last corner, pop the DRS up and heading towards the line. Where is EOJ going to put the car? And he goes P6, it's a 19.1 and I think he'll be very happy with that lap. That's probably his best qualifying performance to date in P0. So let's go on board the Chubby Slug and he's invalidated his lap, so he's off. So is Roddles. That's just what you don't want. You want to be getting the early laps in. So Rob Wills now will go on board, couple of tenths up, nearly 3 tenths up in fact, heading towards the first chicane. Oh, he's going to have to get right out of that there now. How much time has that cost him? So he's going to finish the lap. Has he got any improvement there? He does still find some time now. That is very interesting. Rob has had a monumental moment in the middle of his lap. And he's still found time. So Rob has 3 or 4 tenths. If he gets that first chicane right, he could maybe clock a low 18 in this qualifying session. So Rob is the man to watch at the moment from what I've seen on track. How is Pedro getting on? He's in the pits. It's Speechy coming into the second to last corner, so we'll stay on board with Alfa Romeo though. I think he's in a moment in his lap. He's maybe just going to start his lap now. Yes, he is. So I was a little bit wrong. So it's the calm before the storm, because the guys will be now getting prepared for that final run in the session. Ian TSJ leads the way, but it's only 2/100ths of a second, splitting him and Rob Wills at the top, and then 5/100ths of a second back to Leon in P3. The Red Bull boys looking very, very competitive yet again in that third and fourth position. So Speechy looking at a nice competitive run here. A little bit hesitant, sorry. But surely he will be able to find the time he needs. He's got 1 corner to go. Oh, and he's very hesitant off the last bend, and I think that's going to cost him too much time. Let's see as he comes towards the line. And he ends up a tenth and a half down, and he's got some good time in the car there. I think if he's just a bit more punchy off the last corner, but of course it may be too late in the session now. So Laverick, one of the men not to get a lap on the board yet. Coming into the fast chicane, he is lighting up sectors, so he's on a PB. And Jock has left the session, wonder why that's happened. And Maverick gets himself up to P9, it's a 19.6. A reasonable enough lap there, but let's go on board to our front runners. Now we get ENTXJ coming through the first sector. We're going to get a split time. In just a moment, and he is a tenth and a half up as it stands, and he picks up an invalidation. So ENTXJ's qualifying falls on the last run. So Rob Wells just needs to find a little bit of time through the chicane, and pole position could be his. We don't have Liam coming out of the pit, so his qualifying over. He's on an 18.656. He is not going to improve in this session. Can Alvin Evans get himself up in amongst that top 2, and he's a tenth and a half up, so Alvin Evans looking to go into the 1860s as well. So 2 sectors to go for Alvin. Whereas Mika Lando, he's not far ahead, he's a little bit up too, so Mika Lando, if he can find some time through this section of track and the last sector, could also get himself down into the 18s. And Chubby Slug, where is that? It's an 18.0 from absolutely nowhere. He's found a lack. ENTXJ goes into the pits. Rob Wells is just opening his. Let's go back to Alvin Evans, he's 2 tenths up. Few corners left to go in the lap, but Chubby Slug, out of absolutely nowhere, not having a lap time on the board, they somehow managed to bank a lap half a second faster than P2. It was his one and only one of the session, and that could be the story of qualifying as Alvin Evans comes off the last corner, heading towards the line. Can he dislodge Matt? No, he cannot. It's P5 for Alvin. The Red Bull boys lock out P4 and P5 as it stands. Where is Rob Wells though? He's coming up to the fast chicane. Let's see, he's got a sector split coming up. He's pretty much matching the lap, but we know he's got a load of time here, and that was much better. That's the best I've seen him go through the fast chicane. He's got 4 corners left to go. Can he put a challenge on to Matoman for that front row of the grid? I'm pretty sure with the way he went through the chicane, he will jump ENTXJ, but can he put Matoman? He's got to get these last few corners absolutely perfect. 1 to go now for Rob. Can he get where he needs to be? He's off the last corner. DRS open, heading towards the line. Is it going to be pole? It's not, it's an 18.1, he misses out by 5 1,000ths of a second, absolutely nothing between our top 2, and is Skarma on a lap? No, he's not, he's invalidated, and that will be it for qualifying this Sunday evening. Rob Matoman on pole position, Rob Wells P2 by 5 1,000ths of a second. The gap is absolutely nothing between the top 2 there. ENTXJ gets P3, Leon Evans 4, Alvin 5, Mika Lando P6, Raspberry P7, EOJ P8, and then I missed who's P9. We'll get a quick rundown and lock out that top 10. So it was EOJ in P8, Dales Hunter P9, a good qualifying for himself, and Laverick will come home in P10. So that will be it for our qualifying recording. This will be the first upload of the evening, and of course after you have watched the qualifying, please sure do go tune in for the race.